What is going on, my beautiful people? It is Obscurist Tourist here. And today is day one, D-Day. It's day one of Toronto's mandatory 28-day lockdown. That is lockdown number 2, and if my math is correct, this is second lockdown in 8 months. It's coronavirus round 2. COVID, the return. And because I'm out of my comfort zone, I thought, why not put myself further outside of my comfort zone? And I'm going to do something crazy, something radical, something I haven't done in 10 years. And that is stop drinking beer. How crazy is that? I have to admit that I have not gone without a single beer in 10 years. And now that I say that to you, that sounds crazy. And it might sound like I'm some sort of hardcore alcoholic, a beeraholic. But you know what? I haven't actually been drunk in a good 5 years. Like good blackout drunk. It's been a long time. That being said, I do drink 2 beers like clockwork every single night. And I've done so for the past 10 years. And I quit for a week sometime in 2010. I can't remember, but it was only 1 week, 7 days. And previous to that, I was drinking for the 10 years before that. So basically, I have only gone 7 days without having beer in the past 20 years. How bonkers is that? Blows my mind. And it weirds me out to say that out loud because it sounds like I am a raging alcoholic, which I am definitely not. But anyone who knows me knows that I love, more than anything, a good beer after a long day at work. Some of you may enjoy a long, warm bath. I love a tall, cold beer. Usually 2, though. So, this lockdown for 28 days, I am gonna not drink. Not a single ounce of alcohol. And there are 3 reasons I'm gonna do this. Number 1 is because I don't drink to excess, I'm very curious about what the effects are gonna be on me physiologically, mentally, psychologically, and physically. Like, look at this. You see this? There's some like weird bags under my eyes, and I can't tell if I'm just ugly now. I have not had a drink still. Day 3. And I can't actually say that I feel any different. I look a little different, but that's just because I have 3 days of growth on my beard. Still looking a little disheveled, a little tired. But I will say there's one observation I made, and it happened last night. I had a dream, and there was nothing going on in my dream except for me having a beer alone. Isn't that crazy? And I woke up feeling super guilty about it. And it reminds me of when I quit smoking about 5 or 6 years ago. Like drinking, with smoking, I never really smoked a lot. I had maybe 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. Not a big deal in a smoker's sense. But when I quit smoking, I too would have dreams about smoking, just casual dreams of me doing everyday mundane things and then lighting up and having a cigarette. That's what happened to me last night, except it was with beer, and I woke up feeling super guilty about it. I had another dream last night that I had a beer, and again I woke up feeling guilty about it. I told a friend, and my friend, you know what my friend said? She said, maybe you should have a non-alcoholic beer That is absolutely not what this experiment is about. This experiment is about omission rather than replacement. That's like giving up chocolate chip cookies and replacing what I would have eaten with chocolate chip cookies with crackers. It's just something else. I want to omit this particular thing from my life for a little while and see what happens. Because if I start adding things that I don't usually have in my life, it ruins everything. Because who knows what could happen? Maybe I will look great after this because of the crackers that I replaced instead of the cookies. It's a weird analogy, whatever. Well, I am about a quarter of the way through this little challenge of mine. Interestingly, I don't know how many days it's been. I think it's been about 8 or 9. The days, I've just completely lost track. The days melt into each other when you're in a lockdown. So it has been at least 7 full nights without having a drink. And I've made some pretty interesting observations. Number one is that today I really noticed that I haven't been thinking about even having a drink. This has been going on for a couple days. As I think back now, at what point I stopped even thinking about having a drink. When it comes to 9 o'clock, that is my witching hour. That is when I usually have a beer. But I haven't been thinking about it. And I read somewhere that it takes 18 to 254 days to break a habit. And it seems like I've done that in under 7 days. Yay me. We'll see how long this lasts, though. But as I said, I don't know if I actually said this, but I am going to have a drink again after this. I'm going to drink. This isn't the end of the line for my drinking. This is just an experiment to see what happens when I cut out this small amount of alcohol that consistently is in my system. So maybe it would be different if I knew or was trying to make this a forever thing. I'd probably be thinking about it and going crazy every single second. But I do hearken back to the fact that I quit smoking about 4 or 5 years back, and I noticed that it's kind of been the same thing, except I've never smoked from the moment that I quit. But day 3 was extremely difficult. It was so hard. All I kept thinking about all day was having a cigarette. And then when day 4 happened, nothing. And I've never craved a cigarette in 4 years. How crazy is that? So we'll see what happens here. My second observation is that my sleeps are getting unbelievable. And I think that becomes or is because of the fact that I'm going to bed 1 to 2 hours earlier at night. I'm kind of like a perpetual child when it comes to sleep, constantly fighting my natural wants and needs. And I stay up way too late and way past my bedtime. I've lived on my own for years and years, but I still fight it and refuse to go to bed when I need to go to bed. That's led me to waking up a little bit earlier, but all in all, I'm getting about 1 to 2 hours more of sleep a night, and they've been quality sleeps. Like I'm a rock for the entire 8 hours plus that I'm asleep, and I wake up naturally. So that is not how I sleep. It is day 14. You know what that means? I am halfway through this thing. How awesome. Anyway, no real new observations, no emotional or physical feelings that have cropped up. Still feel pretty good. Feel very well rested. Uh, Emotionally, very level. No highs, no lows. I'm just there. I'm living the dream of cruising down a highway at 50 miles an hour. The embodiment of that. So we'll see what the next half brings. I hear week 3 is the one where things really take a turn for the better, even though I'm doing pretty good. And here's a new development, and I don't know, perhaps it's been going on for a few days, maybe even a week, but I really noticed it today, and that is my sugar cravings are through the roof. I am constantly wanting something sweet to chew on, something sweet to eat, something to quench whatever I'm lacking, because clearly beer has a lot of sugar in it that I didn't realize. I don't read these labels. I just ingest what I like. So it's pretty interesting. Oh, and look at this. I think it's time to cut this off. This is getting a little bit unruly. I'm starting to look like a lockdown caveman. So I think so long, Beardio. One great thing is that my cravings on any level have gone away. I just don't even think about having a beer or anything. The one bad thing to that, the caveat per se, is that my sugar intake, as I previously mentioned, has gone absolutely through the roof. And so any good that my body is probably getting from a lack of alcohol is being completely ruined by my sugar intake. It is just chocolate bar city over here, and I'm eating them by the bag. What's going on? I have some amazing news to tell you today. And as an accompaniment to that, I have some not so amazing news. But I'll start with the amazing news, and that is it is day 28. Yes, I made it. 28 entire days without a lick of alcohol. Nothing. I don't smoke marijuana, and I don't do any drugs of any sort. So these past 28 days have been me completely sober and of clear mind. Nothing but H2O to replenish my body for this entire time. The bad news is that the 28-day lockdown has been extended. So that's to be expected. I kind of assumed that was going to be a thing 28 days ago when I started this. And when I started this, I promised myself that it did get extended. I would continue this so-called journey without alcohol. And I'm going to keep that promise to myself and continue on. I feel amazing. I feel so good. My sleeps are just redonkulous right now. And I just feel replenished every day I wake up, and I'm very ready to go. Everything in my head is concise and clear, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. I highly recommend just not drinking for a month. Just see how it goes. For me, it's been amazing. I never even knew that I didn't feel this good about myself on a physical level. So, and my moods have improved. I almost feel like I'm in a constant good mood, and that makes me feel weird, especially when the world seems to be falling apart. But yeah, the only bad thing is that my sugar intake continues to be a very big problem, and I don't know. I suppose your body is just going to replace something that you are so used to ingesting on a daily basis that my body is constantly craving sugar, and that is as a replacement to the alcohol and the beer that I'm not drinking on the nightly basis, really. So, yeah, what else can I say? I will continue to check in with you and let you know how it goes, because who knows what's going to happen. Could I just never have a drink again forever? I highly doubt that, but you never know. These are crazy days. For now, it is the Obscurist Tourist wishing you well. And stay safe, stay beautiful, and why not stay dry? Give it a go. Until next time.